Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy horror season, spooky season. Hope you guys are doing well. Ooh, fix my headband. This little headscarf has little like skulls on it. So happy Halloween, happy horror, spooky season, however you say it. I say horror season. This is part 2 of my how I got into the alternative scene, not just the music but also the fashion. In the first one, I mostly talked about the music, but I do want to mention some other inspirations. I did talk about some movies and TV shows and people that I love. I also want to talk about some other people. Tina Bell is one, and Tina Turner. Unfortunately, they both passed away. They're both women of color. Tina, known as the Queen of Rock and Roll, and Tina Bell, if you don't know who she was a singer for the band Bam Bam in the 1980s. Unfortunately, she doesn't get a lot of credit and recognition. Her and her band had never even been signed to a record label because it was a black woman fronting a punk rock band. That's very unfortunate. And she didn't get any love or respect until after she had died in 2012, way before Tina Turner died. But I just thought I'd come on here and mention that, because if you don't know who Tina Bell is, I don't blame you. I didn't know who she was either until I started doing my research. She is one of the empires of the grunge music subculture genre, and she was the first and only woman of color to do so. And there are other women in rock music that have paved the way for multiple women. You have Ann and Nancy Wilson, Hart, Joan Jett. Before she was a part of like the Joan Jett and the Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, Joan Jett with the Runaways and Lita Ford and Nita Strauss and all that. Sister Rosetta Tharpe, Little Richard. Like, come on, y'all. We all know black people created and pioneered rock music, but don't act like you don't know. It's there in the history. Do your research. It's not my job to educate you. But anyway, just thought I'd come on here and mention that real quick. This is part 2 on how... Ooh, sorry, my phone is shaking. This is part 2 on how I got into the grunge. Well, not just grunge, but alternative fashion, the aesthetic. I talked about the music, yeah, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna talk about the fashion real quick, and who are some of my influencers in the fashion subculture. I talked about it a little bit in the first one, but I'm gonna talk about some people that everybody should know about. Of course, I will be mentioning people like Avril Lavigne. Now, Avril Lavigne is known as the Princess of Punk. Well, Princess of like punk rock or pop rock. When I was growing up in the early 2000s, I discovered her at a young age. The first song that I heard from her was Complicated, and then I heard a bunch of other of her songs, but I also noticed the way she dressed. She would mostly dress very like alternative, like tomboy-ish. She had on like the white tank top with the tie and the baggy camouflage pants. I thought that was really cool with the way she dressed and the way she looked. she just wasn't afraid to be herself, and that was a big deal for me because, again, we all shouldn't care about what people think or say about us, but unfortunately, some of us do. I don't. I said this in the first video. I am still one of those people that don't give a shit about what people think or say about me in society or in general. I will dress how I want to dress. I will wear what I want to wear in terms of how I do my makeup or how I wear my hair. She was one of those inspirations. And then, of course, we have um, we have rock bands. Now, there are certain rock bands that I discovered when I was in middle school and high school. Of course, Green Day was one of those bands, and Black Veil Brides. Black Veil Brides and Green Day was another band that I discovered. Black Veil Brides, I discovered them when I was in high school. Green Day, I discovered them when I was in middle school, and I would notice how their lead singer, Billy Joe Armstrong, how he would dress. He would wear like the Converse shoes, and he would wear like, you know how like in the early 2000s, like all the rock stars were wearing like tight ass pants or like skinny jeans or like leather pants. I think he was wearing like those skinny jeans or whatever, but his pants did look a little tight. But I noticed a lot of like rock star guys, especially the guys, they would wear a lot of skinny jeans and like tight pants and like studded belts and stuff. That was something I noticed with like how the guys would dress in terms of fashion if they were alternative. I also noticed that he would wear like a red tie sometimes when he would be performing live with like a button up shirt or something that's black. I thought that was really cool too. And I do want to. There's something in my eye. Oh, okay. Alright. There was something in my eye. I got it. I do want to experiment with that also. I just need to find a tie that I like. Something similar to what they would wear. Avril Lavigne, yeah, as I said before, she wore ties too with some of her outfits. Also Converse shoes. I saw those a lot too with certain bands, and music artists. Um, Again, I mostly saw it with Avril Lavigne and Green Day and, you know, stuff like that. It was just really cool. And the colors were different. It would be all different types of like colors and, you know, I thought it was cool. Um, Black Veil Brides is another band I discovered in high school. The first song I I listened to was In the End, one of my favorite songs. A lot of people didn't like this band because they kept comparing them to Motley Crue, which Motley Crue is like a glam rock band. They wore the makeup and everything and the heels and the accessories and all that. Now this band with Black Veil Brides in the mid 2000s, they were doing something similar to Motley Crue. They were heavily compared to Motley Crue, and I'm pretty sure it got annoying for them. Their lead singer, Andy Biersack, he has said it multiple times in interviews. When I started watching his interviews, he would say like, "Oh yeah, the band, they got compared to Motley Crue a lot because of the way they look, because of the way they dress." And a lot of people were like, oh, well, you have a lot of female fans, but you don't have any fans that are guys. That's sexist and misogynistic. Personally, I don't care if they wore makeup or not. I don't have a problem with guys wearing makeup. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Especially if you're alternative. If you dress a certain way, you're gonna wear makeup and whatnot. I didn't think that was a big deal. And plus, a lot of people didn't mess with alternative music back then. Whether you were in the early 2000s or the mid 2000s or you were in high school like me, some of my friends didn't listen to a lot of alternative music, but I had a friend in high school. She was goth, and I think she listened to a lot of alternative music, whether it was goth or not. But I like how they would dress. I like their outfits. They would wear studded. They wore a lot of like black clothing, studded belts, a lot of like leather jackets or jackets with like a bunch of studs and patches on them, kind of like a punk rock jacket or like glam rock. Again, they were compared to Motley Crue a lot. I don't know why that is. Well, they do kind of look similar, but honestly, who cares? If they want to wear makeup, let them wear makeup. Shit, it wasn't a big deal to me. Like, this isn't the first time I've seen men wear makeup in a rock band. And honestly, I don't understand why people were making a big deal about it anyway. It wasn't a big deal to me. This isn't the first time I've seen male rock stars wear makeup. I do think it had some like toxic masculinity bullshit behind it. But I like Black Veil Brides. I like the way they dress. I like their music. Also, if you heard their new song, Bleeders, um, I love it. It's good. Their music video gave me like Sweeney Todd vibes, like the movie Sweeney Todd with Johnny Depp. I thought that was cool. It was great. Low key, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of scared the hell out of me because there's this scene where Andy like cuts this guy's throat open, kind of like how Sweeney Todd would do in the movie. In the movie, it kind of gave me like horror movie vibes, but that was cool though. I like the video how it was like inspired by a Sweeney Todd movie. Um, with the colors, I started getting into like different colors, like yellow and pastel colors and neon colors and dark muted colors like brown and like olive green and burgundy and navy blue and black and gray, of course. Um, I see a lot of different alternative subcultures with these colors, whether it was punk rock or, like a glam rock or like glam goth or pastel goth or grunge or cyber goth. I started experimenting with different colors in high school, and different patterns and prints like plaid and leather and lace and certain t-shirts that has like a band logo or like skulls and roses on it. Um, I have a t-shirt that has like the word poison on it, and it has like a skull with a hat and some roses on it, and it says rock and roll. Uh, I think I'm gonna, you know, wear that shirt tomorrow because it's one of my favorite shirts and I like it. It's cute. It's like the most like DIY rock and roll shirt that I have. So I will be wearing that. I also noticed that within the fashion subculture, they would wear a lot of fishnet tights or stockings or plain black tights and fingerless gloves and headbands. Well, mostly like scarves like this or like bandanas. I I did wear like scarves and stuff and bandanas before. Um, Now with fishnet tights, I didn't start wearing those just yet because I didn't know how they would look on me personally. But I started wearing them a lot more now, and they look really good. I have these fishnet gloves, and I like stuff like this. You can also DIY a lot of alternative clothing pieces. I have a black cardigan that I found at the thrift store. I paid like $3 for it. It's like a little like black little cardigan. I wear it whenever I wear like a spaghetti strap tank top like this one. This is like my like Halloween outfit, black and orange. It may not look orange right now, but it is, and I just have on like a black lace spaghetti strap tank top. Um, let's see, what else? Oh yeah, I saved the best for last. Vivienne Westwood, Sex Pistols, and Nana. Now, Nana, oh, Nana, like Paradise Kiss, these are anime shows I discovered when I was either in middle school or high school. I'm not sure, but it was somewhere around there. I was just looking at different anime shows to watch that was more realistic and also had good fashion in it. Because again, I'm into fashion. And I wanted to start looking at or researching different anime shows. So I came across Paradise Kiss one day it was like a Friday afternoon. I had just gotten off school and I started watching Paradise Kiss, and then I noticed some of the fashion. Ayazawa, who is the like creator of these shows, she also did Neighborhood Story. I've never seen that one. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it though, because it doesn't look like it's gonna be like a favorite anime of mine compared to Nana and Paradise Kiss. But I'll give it a chance. I will. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna watch it. I'll give it a chance. But those anime shows inspired my fashion as well, because with Nana and Vivienne Westwood and the Sex Pistols, this is how I also discovered Vivienne Westwood back when I was in middle school. I noticed like some of the jewelry and the clothing pieces that Nana wore. I even started looking up the logo, and this is how I discovered Vivienne Westwood. She was like a pioneer for the like punk rock fashion movement, and she also worked with the Sex Pistols. She even got to do some work with another band that I like, the New York Dolls. Um, I don't like her partner, Malcolm McLaren. Don't like him. Uh, I've seen a lot of YouTube videos about the two of them, and the way he treated her was not okay. Piece of trash. But anyway, Vivienne Westwood, she deserves all the accolades. She's like my number one like favorite like fashion designer. When I started getting into fashion, um, but I love her. I love her style. I love how she just wasn't afraid to say fuck you to society. And Ayazawa said that uh the fashion, like the designs for the characters for Nana and Rin, she was inspired by Vivienne Westwood, but she also was inspired by people that she saw walking around in Japan that was dressing just like Sid Vicious. Low key, I don't know if you guys ever noticed this, but do you guys notice how Ren looks exactly like Sid from the Sex Pistols? Sex Pistols was also another like influence in the fashion subculture and the music. I listen to their music a lot. I started listening to them when I was in high school. And again, this isn't me saying I started listening to them because of Vivienne Westwood. I started listening to The Clash also around the same time in high school. One of their most controversial songs, "God Save the Queen." God save the Queen. She ain't no human being. Yeah, but that did cause some controversy. Vivienne also wore a T-shirt with the Queen's face on it, and she even had like a safety pin like through her nose on the shirt. But Nana is like a punk rock type anime. I love the fashion. We see Nana Osaki, one of the main characters, wear a lot of Vivienne Westwood in the anime. The necklace, the earrings, her ring, some of the clothes, and the jacket. You know, I truly do love these types of anime. Also, depending on how, like what aesthetic you're going for, the makeup will be different. My makeup today is pretty simple, pretty plain. I did a little bit of face makeup, put on my black lipstick and my brows and everything. Um, yeah, it's pretty simple. But yeah, these are some of the things that I love as an alternative person, as a LGBTQ person that isn't white. If you're a guy out there, there's nothing wrong with you being alternative, especially if you wear eye makeup or lipstick. There's literally nothing wrong with that. It's just toxic masculinity and it's bullshit. And like I said before, there are a lot of rock star bands that wore makeup in their careers. Um, Even now, but yeah, it doesn't matter. So, guys, this is part 2. I don't want this video to be too long. I will be making another one on Vivienne Westwood and Nana, um, and how that influenced my fashion as well. Like, I started getting into wearing, like, pearl jewelry because of this. Because I used to never wear pearls. Because I always thought, oh, how would this, like, look good on me? But then I started, watching the anime and looking at Vivienne Westwood. And it got me thinking, okay, maybe I should try this and, see how it looks. Okay, so let me give you guys a little bit of a outfit look. Let me turn y'all around. Okay, so those are my new shoes that I just bought. They're kind of like Converse shoes, but they're also kind of like edgy and grungy. Let me show y'all if I can get a good angle. But those are what the shoes look like. They do remind me of Converse shoes. I tried to get a pair of those when I went shopping to get a new pair, but I saw the price and I was like, it's not worth it. Um, but you can find some cheaper ones like that from like Walmart or somewhere. But this is the outfit. It may not look orange, but it is orange. I have a button-up orange shirt, black lace, tank top, um, Halloween, like Day of the Dead skull, scarf. I got my Halloween skeleton socks on, in case you didn't see it when I showed you the shoes. Brows, simple makeup, black lipstick, fishnet gloves, and I got these 3 bracelets, and these earrings, these like small hoop earrings. I did something, I want to start like something new, like a new like fashion trend. I took a safety pin, like a big one, and I put it on my right earring. Can y'all see that? Kind of like, something new, something edgy. So guys, that's the video. I'll see you in the next one. That's gonna be like a part 3, kinda, maybe, sorta. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Happy horror season, happy Halloween.